Oh, wait. Hey, what's up, guys? Chelsea here. Chelsea, welcome back to Fate Grand Order LB4. Hey, hi, Gogeta. Last time we left off having witnessed the power of however many Indian gods there are rolled into one sleek package. He literally destroyed the world and rebuilt it. You know, that's you know, I don't know how we're gonna deal with that. And now we have Pepperoncino on our side, kind of. At least for now, anyway. So that's good. I think that's good. Or it's probably good. Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. And now we have to I guess go figure out how to kill him. Maybe talk to him, but I don't think that's really in the cards. I don't think we're gonna be able to talk him out of this fight. Unfortunately. Heavy 6. But yeah, I guess let's not dilly-dally too long and just hop right into Return to Paradise, the shape of evil to be cut off. Start quest. We're now into the Khatri Yuga, I believe. I experienced the Kali Yuga ending several times after Ashwataman was taken from me. I felt the light of creation wrapping me in a tight embrace, just as powerless to do anything as the people absorbed in their worthless prayers. As long as the god of this world doesn't consider you defective, at least there's no pain. You don't feel it. The light just keeps getting brighter, blinding you and even numbing you to the passage of time. The next thing you know, you're right back where you started, only everything around you's been changed. I don't know what the locals make of that experience, but it was awful enough to almost make me vomit. I'd rather stick my head inside a festering dead body, or kiss a pile of excrement from a prison cell without plumbing. It's that bad, huh? Those options might be revolting, but at least I wouldn't have to be so frightened. Yeah, I guess. Hey, Meridak. So, while I hate to admit it, when that light finally subsided and I found myself standing there, I would be relieved that I had avoided being taken away. But it was never long after that my relief turned to worry, to the point that I could barely think straight. Maybe I just got lucky this time. What about the next time? Or the time after that? So in retrospect, it was inevitable that I would take action like this sooner or later. This time I managed to avoid the light by escaping to the reverse side of the world, so I thought I might feel differently now. But surprisingly, nothing changed. Upon laying eyes on the new world of this cycle, I felt the same things as always. Loathing and discomfort. To use more contemporary slang, I just can't even with this world. You know what? Fair enough. I guess it's God that bothers me even more than I expected. In many ways, it's a perfect world. How so exactly? And yet, it's also just unbearable. I would lean towards it just being straight up unbearable, but maybe that's just me. Okay. I mean, I guess when it's like this, it's nice. But, I don't know. I don't think I could, handle it. Where are we now? Foe! The air smells sweet. There's water and flowers everywhere you look, and there's a calm and gentle breeze. What is this place? Want to know what the most surprising part is? You're standing in almost the same spot that we zero sailed from. Yeah, that is surprising. Our location didn't change. The entire rest of this world did. Thankfully, there are no hostiles in the immediate area. Let's begin by paying another visit to the town of Pichu. Pepe? What's the matter? Is something wrong, Pepe? You look kind of angry. What's that? You're jealous of how soft and smooth my skin is. Well, it's all in the upkeep, hun. Unlike Miss Never Changing Akita, I actually have to work to make sure I look this good. Go on, feel how supple my cheeks are for yourself. They're my pride and joy, you know. That's okay. I'm good. That's, not what we asked, but alright. Oh, silly, there's no need to be shy. We're not shy, we're just, okay. But anywho, going to visit that town next sounds just dandy. The topography and plant life changes that come with new Yuga are all just surface level details. The thing that changed the most after what Arjuna did will have been the people. In what way? Like, will Asha not be as... nice to us? Like what, like what are you talking about? Okay, let's go check out the town. Or will they just be less scared of us? Maybe? Understood. But make sure to keep the border's location in mind at all times from now on, Ritsuka. I don't want us to ever have to run for our lives like that again if we can help it. Yeah, me neither, man. What in the... Yeah, things are nice. Wow. There's not a single brick out of place now. In fact, this is exactly what the town looked like when I first came to this world. I can't believe it. It's like the colony never attacked it at all. What in the world is going on? And as the people going about their lives here, they all look happy. Now they're practically beaming. Great. Look who it is. Mayor? Goodness, you're all okay. This is wonderful news. Just wonderful. Weren't you pissed off at us? I mean, I'm not against the change, but... Okay. This truly must be the God's will. All is right with the world once again. Oh, no, that isn't quite right, is it? First, I owe you all an apology. Oh, because we survived, you assume we're worthy of living? No matter how dire the circumstances were at the time, I should never have spoken to you like that. I know it won't be enough to truly make amends, but I'll be including all of you in my prayers from now on. I only ask that you please not hold what I said against the people of this lovely town. What? Yesterday he wanted to run us out of town, and now he's all happy to see us? Yeah. I guess that's what Pepe meant. Fofo. He really is sorry. He's not just saying it. Didn't you say we were godless heretics you wanted nothing to do with? Don't be ridiculous. The fact that you're here now is proof you overcame the last Yuga's difficulties with us. I suppose. That makes you all one of us now. You're our friends, our family. And not only that, today is the blessed first day of Kyoto Yuga, the Yuga of Peace. Are you hungry? If you like, you're welcome to come and eat with me at my mansion. Oh, that sounds nice. Or would you prefer some fine ornaments for the young ladies? We also have plenty of beautiful flowers. It's very kind of you, but we're okay, yeah.
Yes, I'm afraid we have some pressing business we need to take care of. I appreciate the offer, but we really should be on our way.
I see. Well, that's a pity. I was hoping to introduce you to the rest of the townspeople. Oh, by the way, that mansion over there is my house. I'm afraid it ended up that big on account of my being mayor. It's very embarrassing, living somewhere as ostentatious as that. But it is not without meaning. Please, feel free to come visit whenever you have the time. You'll always be welcome in my home. Good day, then. Yeah, good day.
What the heck? I've never seen someone go from jerkwad to sweetheart in no time flat like that.
You know, I guess being repeatedly attacked by monsters for like, what, 4 out of the 7 days of the week, you'd probably get pretty, stressed out. You know, I can't really blame him too much, I guess.
He seemed elated. It's probably because Kyoto Yuga is the Yuga of happiness. Tends to make most of the locals friendly and kind-hearted. Though of course I'm sure there are exceptions.
Shh. You guys again.
Oh, Master Sajai.
He doesn't seem any different now than he did before.
I'm not judging either way.
I'm just surprised how simply hearing him click his tongue again made me feel so relieved.
And then there's... Oh, it's you guys. This is such a surprise. So you made it to the new Yuga, huh? That's great. Yes. It wasn't easy, but we did make it. I'm glad to see you're okay too, Asha. I sure am. I prayed extra hard, so I didn't get hurt at all.
Right. Yeah. I believe. Yeah, I totally believe it's the prayer that does it, for sure.
I see. That's wonderful. Oh, but speaking of hurt, is your dog, Vihan okay? He hurt his leg before the Kali Yuga, right? I don't see him with you. Huh?
Who's Vihan? Asha? Alright. I have 2 theories, and I'm sure the game will confirm or deny it, so I'm just gonna throw out what my theories are. Either Vihan died, and so when the new Yuga happened, everyone that died is forgotten about, or for some reason animals don't carry over, and so everything in that regard is reset completely, and our erase your memories too. I don't know. We'll see.
Who's Vihan?
Poor Vihan getting forgotten about.
というお祭りをご存知ですか? なんでも春の到来を祝って色粉や色水をか
I mean, either way, something weird is happening here. Also, we're being attacked. I thought we're not supposed to be attacked on the first day. Well, no, I guess Asha said it was rare that you'd see the Kali. But no, the Kali are berserkers. These are an assassin and lancer. How strange. Something weird is going on here. That is for sure.
Foe.
Alright, it should be safe to discuss this now that we've come this far. What is the meaning of this? This world runs on a Yuga cycle. But needless to say, these aren't proper Yugas. A real Kurta Yuga, or Satya Yuga, depending on who you ask, is supposed to last for 4,800 years. Then the Treta Yuga is supposed to last for 3,600 years, the Devapara Yuga for 2,400, and the Kali Yuga for 1,200. And on top of that, these are Angadi years, where each one is equivalent to 360 human years. Suffice to say, we're talking about a really long cycle. Whereas in this world, it would seem only the ratios have been preserved, given that each Yuga is apparently 4, 3, 2, and 1 day long respectively. That's right, but the people I've talked to here said things weren't always like this. It used to be that the Yuga cycle lasted for hundreds of years, maybe even longer. So that is what this world was like immediately after it was pruned away and became a lost belt? Right. I'm sure the period where Kali would show up had to have been proportionally longer back then. But I'd also bet they showed up much less frequently than they do now. Otherwise, the people here would have gone extinct long ago. But over time, the cycle got shorter and shorter. Now it only lasts 10 days. I have to think that drastically shortened cycle is why there are so many more Kali now. They used to only be let out a bit at a time, but now the floodgates have been opened, so to speak. Why did Arjuna shorten the Yuga cycle so much? Part of it's thanks to that disciple pouring poison in his ear. Like I said earlier. And part of it's that the Tree of Emptiness has given him power he didn't have before that lets him do so. Yes, I know that only addresses the how, not the why. I'm getting to that. I think the reason he sped things up so much is to reach whatever end he has in mind for all this that much faster. In short, it looks like he's in a rush to create his perfect world. Okay, now I can finally answer the question that's been plaguing all of you. What exactly happened earlier? The answer is that it's something unique Arjuna does. Something that isn't meant to happen in a normal Yuga. Whenever one of these shortened Yuga cycles comes to an end, he purges everything he considers defective. Oh, and because Vihan was injured, he was defective? He considers defective and unnecessary from this world. And he believes that by repeating that process over and over, he'll eventually arrive at a perfect world, devoid of anything it shouldn't have. Or as he thinks of it, evil. Huh. Damn, that's one hell of a destination. I see. So this purging must include living things, not just inanimate objects. Right, and as far as I can tell, when a living thing is purged,
It's like it never even existed.
So that's what happened to the poor dog that couldn't run after breaking its leg.
I can't believe it.
Asha loved that dog more than anything, and now she doesn't even remember him. Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, that's harsh. It happens to anyone who's unlucky enough to be killed by a collie, too. That's a sort of disqualifying offense. Same goes for people who end up as social pariahs, or if Arjuna himself ends up judging you to be flawed. When the next Yuga rolls around, they just cease to exist. It might sound contradictory, but I think Arjuna adjusts for things like that whenever he remakes the world.
I see. That would explain how continuity and discontinuity can exist simultaneously in a new Yuga. For example, Asha may have completely forgotten her beloved dog, but she still remembered all of you. But how does such a thing even work?
I'm not entirely sure myself, but I can tell you what that blabbermouth disciple of the foreign god said. He said Arjuna collects every bit of data that makes up the world whenever he blows it away, kinda like a snapshot. Then, when it's time to begin a new Krita Yuga, he uses that data, let's call it Snapshot A, to reassemble the world. As he puts everything back together, he removes all the elements he deemed defective and unnecessary. And in the end, he has a new world based on Snapshot A, but reflecting the changes he's made.
I get it. He's a cheater. Yeah, kinda.
He's basically hacking
His saved data, changing the parameters to suit his preferences before reloading it. Yeah, just on a world scale with real people. Cheaters, the scum of gamers everywhere. Don't they know hacking saves takes all the fun out of it? I'd say there's one exception to that, and it's if like somehow, some way your data got wiped and you were like you don't want to play through the entire game again. I feel like in that scenario, it's fine, but yeah, generally, yeah, it is pretty. Yeah.
He's not doing this to have fun. All he cares about is making what he considers to be a perfect world. A world consistent of only what's truly necessary, with nothing wasted or evil to be found. Aha! Now I know what genre he's playing too.
He's into 4X games. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, when you think about it, it's not a wrong comparison, I guess. What are those?
A 4X game is a simulation where the player, just sets the initial parameters and then the world sort of plays out from there. And if you're a cheater, if something happens in your sim that you don't like,
say if an enemy nation takes you by surprise and invades you,
you save your game, hack your data, and reload.
and it's like the enemy nation that was bothering you never existed.
That's the kind of thing we're talking about here, right?
Arjuna's just doing that over and over until he wins, right? I can't say she's wrong. It is a rather apt comparison.
I swear. What's the point of even playing if you're just gonna cheat to win?
Death to cheaters, that's what I say. I think it's South Korea have like actual like 10-year prison sentences if you cheat in video games. Like, I'm pretty sure it's South Korea. No, I think it's cheating in like a competitive setting. Because South Korea is big on like League and whatnot. So I think it's specifically for competitive settings where it's a jail sentence. I don't think it just random. Maybe, I don't know. I only read about it briefly like a year ago. Now I get what's going on. I think. I guess some people just care about the destination, not the journey. Yeah. Video game analogies aside, I mean it works.
If that's true, it sounds like Arjuna isn't remaking the world from scratch every time he resets the cycle then. Instead, he's basically treating the world like a model, adding new parts and removing old ones. Then it would stand to reason that, strictly speaking, the people here may not be dying and being brought back to life.
Yeah, it seems more likely that everything down to their souls is being saved as data, and that their memories are being modified when they're put back into the new world.
And if that's the case,
we're talking about a much smaller scale feat than creating the entire universe from nothing. I mean, still pretty impressive!
It's still a big friggin' deal, don't get me wrong. Oh, don't get me wrong.
But if Arjuna's got every Indian divinity and support from the Tree of Emptiness, it's theoretically possible.
I'm beginning to see the larger picture. There's something about this lost belt that's almost reminiscent of a singularity. The Russian, Scandinavian, and Chinese lost belts we've seen so far were all the result of a world where some definitive event happened in their respective pasts to dramatically change the course of history. But this Indian lost belt is still in the middle of this definitive event. Here, its king is continually trying to evolve this world by regularly recreating it with parameters that would be unthinkable in proper human history. Well, he has yet to reach his goal of a perfected world. I suspect the reason this world was pruned is that the very act of trying to change it in such a manner was considered a mistake.
Yeah.
What is it, Director Godolph? If you have any questions, please go right ahead.
Do you ever shut up?
No,
not really.
I don't mind you explaining things, but I insist you do so concisely. In a report, I can read it at my leisure. You just gave me flashbacks to one of my teachers in my clock tower days, who would lecture me for what felt like days on end. Who cares if the people here are technically dying or not when this world is remade? The part that actually matters is that we will die if we get caught in that.
I suppose you do have a point.
Yeah, he does. I can't argue with him.
Of course I do. Now then, I say we pivot this discussion to more practical matters. Namely, how do we stay safe? And what is our next course of action? You there, Pepperoncino. It's only by my good graces that you're running around outside instead of being confined in the border, under lock and key. Now repay the favor by telling us something we can use, damn it.
Something you can use, Well, I guess I can think of one thing. Pulling off a feat that mastiff takes a lot out of Arjuna, so he isn't able to move around much. And I don't just mean that long stretch of time at the end of Kali Yuga, when he charges up that noble phantasm. I'm pretty sure that unlike most servants, he doesn't do much of anything the rest of the time either.
Benefits itself, yeah.
I guess he just doesn't have the energy. Have access to the energy he would need to do more than ride that Vimana of his. I think that's how he spends most of his time. Just riding around the Tree of Emptiness on his Vimana. Of course, he might look like he's spacing out up there, but I'm sure he's actually keeping a close eye out for the next bit of evil to purge.
It's probably got something to do with,
containing so many powerful divinities within himself. It would also explain why he seems so devoid of personality.
But then, isn't that exactly why he would need other servants to handle other things for him? Yeah. So you're saying if we attack him on the first day of a Yuga cycle, we could potentially deal with him, maybe? Hard, maybe? Hang on. I'm just shirking something. Alright. Ashfataman did say something about that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I think he called himself, Lokapala? Lokapala. In original Indian mythology, Lokapala was said to protect the world. They were the guardians of all directions. Though I don't know what that could mean. We know who the Neza is now. But who were those two other servants? I'm afraid I don't know. I was already on the outs with Arjuna when he got around to summoning them. That time, he just considered me an outsider he didn't need to worry about. Though since I'm a Svataman's former master, he did tell his servants to eliminate me if they happened to see me. Suffice to say, I have no idea what the true names are, though I get the feeling they're an archer and a caster. I think I can make an educated guess, but there's no point in speculation at this point. We need solid info. Well, this seems like a good time to tell you that those servants are not the only enemies we face here. There are also the sacred beasts, the mystical creatures the people here refer to as the agents of God. Oh, those? They're primitive guardian beasts Arjuna made to counteract the Kali. They manifest naturally. And since there are almost no Kali during the peaceful Krita Yuga, the beasts are supposed to just wander around like normal animals.
Supposed to?
Oh my, you're a better listener than I took you for. Attentiveness is a wonderful quality, you know.
Yeah. Well, seems we already made an enemy of them. And they don't forget either.
Sacred beasts! I guess that means Arjuna really doesn't want us here then. So of course they'll attack us on sight now, just like the Kali.
You said these beasts wander around just like ordinary animals, yes?
Then we clearly can't let our guard down, just because it's Krita Yuga now.
Just because it's Krita Yuga now.
Still, I don't know if it's the sunshine or what, but my body feels lighter now. This shouldn't take long.
Yeah. I'll show you guys how well I can hold my own in a fight. Or at least I hope I'll be able to. You'll do fine. Probably, maybe. Hopefully. We can hope. We can hope. Come on, load. Alright, here we go. More Uchai Harasha. Or something along those lines. Something like that. Alright. Let's just throw all the buffs on. Why not? Buffs everywhere.
Ow. 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 Yeah. Nobu, you'll do something right. Oh, good crit. That's my girl Nobu. Show that
Definitely not a bicorn. Who's boss? Nope, definitely a Ushayastravas. Not a bicorn at all. Nope. Not even a little bit. Salami. I could go for a salami sandwich. That sounds good. I mean, I guess not. Still. You know, who they think they're fooling though, right? Because that's, you know. Oh yeah, so last night during the reset, a bunch of Saint Courts were given out and like master missions, a couple summon tickets. I used all of them. Didn't get a goddamn thing. It would seem I'm destined to not get Jolter. Oh, I did get one new 5-star craft essence. Eclosion, I think it was called. But yeah. Other than that though, I was pissed out of luck. Unfortunately. But no, surely today will be the day, right? Surely. Is mythology not a type of creature, specific flying 7-handed horse, and a prototype of the king and the best of horses? Oh. I see.
3月の別称である弥生という言葉は小さなことからコツコツ
They had to get my hopes up, didn't they? They had. I saw the loading. I was like, wait, is it time? And then no, they say nay. They say go fuck yourself. Take a craft essence, you little bitch. Oh well. Start quest, I guess. Sad. So sad.
Okay, now that we've gone over how things generally work in this lost spell, what do you think of it?
When we're not in the middle of getting murdered, it's nice. Book a story last night just like I said I would. Good for you, man. Good for you. No, but really though, yes, that's good. Me on the other hand, I may have wasted all the Saint Courts from last night and summon tickets and not gotten a goddamn thing. Oh, 24 tickets and 90 SQ. Yeah, that's pretty good. When I got a Savior of Ash, or Young Morgan, I guess, it took me 600 Saint Quartz. So anything less than that's good in my eyes. I don't think it's right.
Me neither. Asha and Vihan looked at me like they were the best of friends.
Yeah.
They were like family.
I'm tempted to summon for Ash when she drops. Yeah, she's pretty good. I don't use her as much as I thought I would, so it's kind of a waste. But I mean, I guess I could say that about like the majority of my servants. I tend to stick with like Draco and then whoever I want to get Bond up at the time, and that's about it. Cagliostro? Wow, Cagliostro, good for you. I'm just jealous. I saved about 1200 for 120 Alco and at least 1 Alice. You should get it, I would think. Probably. Unless you get my Tonalico luck. You should get enough Alcos to get her 120. Probably. Again, unless you get really bad luck.
They were like family.
Last time I saved 1400, I only got NP3 arc. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's just the luck of the draw.
And I'm positive that had nothing to do with how well Vihan could or couldn't run. It didn't matter how well he could understand guard either. As far as Asha was concerned, she loved him and wanted him to stay by her side.
Yeah. Oh.
So if the god of this world just erased their relationship for his own reasons, what happens to all the love she had for him, all the happiness she felt when they were together?
It's gone.
Where does it go?
You said it.
Fofo. Amazing. The same girl who used to resemble nothing so much as a living doll, expounding on love. Oh, this is just precious. I think I'm going to cry. Although, I wonder what Beryl would say if he saw this new mash.
What, did Beryl like her being emotionless? Or not emotionless, but not very in tune with her emotions?
Allow me to offer some criticism of this world from a different perspective. I'm sure it's been some time since a calendar meant anything in this world, but for the purposes of our discussion, let's say the year here is 2021. As I'm sure you're aware from visiting the nearby town, civilization here has not advanced anything like as far as in proper human history. That is not to say I only value post-industrial age advances or that I have no appreciation for a life lived in harmony with nature. I assure you, neither is true. I am merely saying that civilization as a whole has clearly not progressed here when compared to proper human history.
I mean, that's fair.
That aspect alone is enough for me to declare this world a far cry from anything approaching the ideal.
I don't disagree with you, Holmes.
The march of civilization has stalled here, just like in the Chinese Lost Belt, albeit for very different reasons. It hardly needs saying.
But I don't like the way this god does things either. Cheaters get permabanned. That's what I say. Yeah, you tell him
On another note, is everything okay, Rama? Something on your mind?
I just realized something. Arjuna has obtained every Indian divinity in the Lost Belt's history, right? Then that would mean Sita is one of them. Wasn't she just an avatar of a god, though, not the god itself? Well, no, I guess they said divinity, not gods. So if that has any divine power. Oh, actually, yeah. Just as I am an avatar of Vishnu, she is an avatar of Vishnu's consort, Lakshmi. Of course, it doesn't mean they're one and the same, but they're certainly close enough. So then, what should I do? What else? I have to save her. That is who I am. It's my very reason for existing.
So love's your main motivator for defeating Arjuna. Well, that's just beautiful. What do you think of Arjuna, Pepe? Me? It's like I said. I thought he and this world were a dead end the moment I met him. Can't get much further from my type than this version of Arjuna. He might be a pretty face, but that soul of his is ugly as sin.
Master, there may not be any need for me to say this, but please let me say it anyway. Okay.
Pepe is a good person. I believe we can trust him, and I think we should work together with him on this.
I mean, I don't disagree, but at the same time, I feel like once we deal with this lost belt, he'll try to escape. I think so too.
Oh, that's sweet. Thanks, you two.
I don't like that face he pulls, though. I don't like that.
Nonetheless, the fact remains that you are a crypta. Are you truly about to let your assigned lost belt be destroyed? What will you say to the others? Well, I'll just say I did my best, but it wasn't good enough. Oopsie. I don't want to get on the bad side either. I'm just going with the flow here.
But I trust you even less now. If you're so easygoing, why did you join the Cryptas in the first place?
He probably would have been dead otherwise.
You could have just turned them down from the start.
Well, that was a cruel thing to say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I guess we don't know that they would have been dead, huh?
Circumstantial change confirmed. I have a proposal for you chosen ones. An offer for those of you who are cast aside. If you desire acclamation, then choose rebirth. If you desire indolence, then choose eternal sleep. It makes no difference to a god. I didn't want to have to tell you this, but we didn't have any choice. Thawing the coffins might not sound like a big deal, but it's basically like recovering dead bodies. We were all dead in there. We were never going to wake up from that darkness. But then the foreign god came and told us. You may live on as a crypta, or die as a master. And that was that. Honestly, I still don't know who or what this foreign god is. Kishtaria seems like he does, but he's not one to talk. All I know is in exchange for being given new life, we were to be thrown out into this newly wiped clean world.
Yeah, and being mages, of course, you're gonna, take it. Like, you're gonna prioritize yourself over the world. We get it.
And put in charge of growing our respective lost belt to retrieve emptiness. Of course, I know we betrayed all of mankind when we chose to leave our coffins as cryptas, so I'm not under any illusion that we're the real victims here. I'll even admit that I thought the game to see who'll get to be king of the world sounded fun. Whatever will be, you know. If an old monk or friend of mine were here now, he'd probably say something like, "You guys are just unlucky." Still, there's nothing to be gained from cursing your fate. And besides, I was already getting bored with it. So I'm just gonna do the best I can, and try not to throw my life away for nothing. I'm not gonna sell out my fellow cryptors, and I have no desire to fight all of you to the death either. And since that works out for both of us, isn't that good enough for now? That sounds good to me. Then does that mean nobody on Team A willingly chose to side with the foreign god? I mean, Kirstaria definitely did. I don't know about all of us, but me, Caddick, and Ophelia sure didn't. Oh wait, I guess Ophelia's an exception. She swore to become a crypto for her own very personal reasons. Then please, just tell me one thing. Where does the name Cryptors come from? I think you know. Or maybe not. Is it a code name for something? Did the foreign god give it to you? No way! You're really bringing that up now? Oh right, I just remembered. You never knew the Digimashi. Now it all makes sense. The name Cryptus comes from Director Marsberry. It was the title he gave to the Special Masters who were chosen for Team A.
What? Why'd they make it seem like that was some special revelation? I mean, for Ritsuka and MASH, I guess it would be. But, like, you learn this in Moonlight Lost Room already. I guess it's for the people who didn't watch Moonlight Lost Room, I suppose.
Anywho, let's talk about how exactly we can go about beating Arjuna. Cause I'll be honest, I've got nothing.
That's actually bad, very bad.
This is no laughing matter.
He even shrugged off my noble phantasm like it was nothing.
Although now I understand why. It's because his very divine existence is just that strong. There's no trick or even magecraft involved.
It's just what he is, plain and simple.
Geez, so he even cheats just by existing?
How in the world are we supposed to beat him then?
I don't know. Honestly, you're in much worse shape now to fight him now. That Connie's out of the picture. I just don't see how Ganesha there could ever fill his shoes, no matter how hard she tries.
Hey, you don't have to rub it in. Believe me, I'm well aware. I say we go look for Ganesha number 2? What? Maybe there's someone else who could help us? Maybe.
True. There could well be another rogue servant here. If we could find them and win them over, it would be the fastest and surest way of bolstering our ranks.
That'd be great, but it's a big if.
Well, if there's anyone else like Ganesha around here, there's a good chance someone in town might know about them. Why don't we head back to Bichu again and see what we can find out? Sounds good to me. Then what are we waiting for? Like they say, no road's along with good company, and it's best to make hay while the sun shines. Don't worry about a thing. I'll make sure we never run out of things to talk about on the way.
Yeah, something tells me you're good at that. I can't say that was actually a concern. Mash? You okay?
We didn't have any choice. That's right.
I'd forgotten that. Everyone had their reasons for making the choices they did.
That's why things ended up like this.
Ophelia.
Nice people,
not so nice people, people who are interested in me, people who weren't interested in me.
I know everyone on Team A.
I'd forgotten I knew that. I only just remembered that there were also people who lived in Chaldea.
That's why right now if I was stronger, maybe I wouldn't be feeling so conflicted right now. If only I was a perfect demi-servant, then...
Don't think like that. You're perfectly fine the way you are. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Meshu?
Foe? Oh, sorry, it's nothing. It looks like we're almost there. I already have an idea for who we can talk to first.
Asha, of course. It would be great if she knows something. Yeah, it would be. That'd be great.
Other gods?
I guess you haven't heard anything then.
Maybe using the word god isn't the best way to go about it. It might be better to take a different approach. We're looking for someone who's very much out of place in this world. In other words, someone who finds this place as wrong as we do. If someone like that exists, they'd probably be out fighting Kali, regardless of what you good is. So the question we should be asking is... here, little miss. Let me put it to you this way. Have you heard any rumors about naughty heretics who don't obey your god's teachings? Oh, besides us, of course. Oh, I think the mayor would probably know something about that.
To the mayor, then.
Well, I wouldn't call them bad, exactly. Everything alive in this world is the god's creation, after all.
Here's the thing, though. Wouldn't any other servants, rogue servants, excuse me, who were here already have been wiped out in Arjuna's deletion of the world? But I guess if they hadn't, like, directly opposed him like we did, maybe they would have been okay? Maybe?
But I would say they're just a bit too focused on the wrong things, unfortunately. Nonetheless, yes, I've heard there are people like that in the village on the other side of the mountain. I'm told they spend most of their time taking up weapons and fighting the Kali, in defiance of the god's teachings. They certainly do things differently than we do in Bichu, where we accept God's trials with piety and grace. But I suppose that's just the way they choose to live their lives.
It's still a bit shocking how much more amiable he is now compared to when we first met him.
But at any rate, this is great. Now we have a promising lead. Let's head for this village right away, Master. Sounds good to me. But just be aware that you might not be able to get there by nightfall. I think it's better if we don't move around too much in the middle of the night. So if you find a good place to make camp, don't be shy about doing just that, okay? Don't worry about that. I hate going at a forced march. If I have to go hiking, I make sure to take it nice and slow. As long as I'm around, I won't be letting anyone push themselves too hard. Not even if they want to.
I mean, I guess you're good for something then. Okay. I guess we won't worry about that for now.
We'll be heading back out at dawn, Pepe. Are you sure you don't need to get some sleep? What about you, Mashi? You're still staying to watch this late?
I'm a demi-servant, so I'm fine going without sleep for a while.
Funny how you're okay without sleep. With a divine spirit servant over there apparently can't get enough. Oh, well, that's okay. This works out nicely for me. Mind if I stand watch with you for a while? No, that's fine with me. That was only a pretense, of course. I was actually just waiting for a good chance to ask you this. Did you get a chance to talk to Ophelia? Yeah. Yes, I did. We didn't have a lot of time, but I still feel like we said a lot. Much more than we ever expressed to each other in Chaldea. I'm glad to hear that. She always did want to have a good heart-to-heart with you. I could tell. So, what'd you talk about? Well, one of our topics was romance. No way. Seriously? Oh, what I wouldn't give to have been a fly on the wall for that. I can't think of anything better than Ophelia talking about romance. I can just imagine the three of us chatting over a nice cup of tea, hours passing in the blink of an eye. Do you know what happened to everyone, Pepe? I heard what happened from Kashtaria and the others. Yes, but those are just born old facts. That's not what I really want to know. That's why I wanted to ask you about them directly. I see. I don't think there's anything I need to keep secret, so I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Even though I'm a crypta? Even though I'm your enemy? Yes. I remembered that despite everything that's happened. We were still both members of Team A. That hasn't changed, just because you're a cryptor now too. I see. Well, thank you. I'm sure Katic, Ophelia, and Akita are frustrated by how things turned out, but I doubt they have any regrets. I hope so. So they all fought bravely, huh? And here I am, just pathetically doing whatever I can to survive. I don't think that's anything you need to feel bad about. Yeah, no, you should be prioritizing your life, especially since you were mainly just doing it, well, one, to live, and two, you know, you thought it sounded fun, but, you know, it's questionable, but, you know, it's fine. I'm still on the crypt's side. I can't help but be frustrated, too. No matter how hard it is to survive, I still find myself thinking there might have been a better way to end things. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring down the mood. If things don't go your way even after you've struggled as much as you can, your only choice is to give up and move on. I just had to come to terms with that again. That's just my lot in life, I'm afraid. Nothing I do ever quite seems to work out. Really? But you've always seemed to me like you excel at everything you do. That's only because I stick to things I know I can do. No, I'm talking about fate and destiny. But hey, that can be extremely motivating in its own right. And it's not like I've given up on everything, you know. Alright, I think it's time I got to bed. A complexion this perfect requires plenty of sleep. Besides, how could I look Ophelia in the eye if I neglected my own skincare after I kept admonishing her? Thank you for telling me what happened with the other Cryptosmashy. Good night. Of course. Good night, Pepe.
Oh, Pepe seems like a good guy. He still has aside from Akuta, the most mysterious background of the bunch, though. So I imagine the game will get to that eventually. I would think, at least. The Queen of the Walled Village. So a woman servant, eh? I like a whammon.
And she's a queen? Oh my god.
Day 2.
Damn sacred beasts. Of all the luck, running into a huge pack of them like this.
It seems luck was not on our side today. I was hoping we could pass them by without incident, but oh well.
I am so sorry. I was so close to them that I ended up drawing my bow in fear.
Don't worry about it.
The blame is partly mine for forgetting how it feels to hold a weapon for the first time.
I'll need to reevaluate both the technical and mental aspects of our training program. At any rate, the rest of you hurry back to the village. I'll hold them off here. But... No buts. We can't risk leading them toward the village.
Besides, the more commotion we make, the more likely we are to be captured by the Lokapala we've been hearing rumors about. The Lokapala are said to serve God directly, and have incredible power in their own right. The moment they find us, it's over. We can't let that happen. I could manage on my own if it came to that, but if you or the village caught their eye, it would be disastrous. So I want you all to head back to Duval ahead of me, and don't forget the supplies we collected.
But you can't possibly handle them all on your own.
Don't worry, my plan isn't to defeat them all. I'll just be buying us time, and I am well accustomed to trials of endurance. Besides, I already told you. I am not human. I am something else. Something with the power of 1,000 ordinary people. A shadow of humanity who manifested in this land by the grace of the rightful gods. It's gotta be Lakshmi, right? It makes sense. Indian hero. I think her interlude doesn't unlock until like you finish part 5 or LB5 part 1, but I think that's mainly just because they want to make sure you're clear of stuff, I guess. I don't know.
I know this isn't the first time we've had to stay behind. But man, it sucks. It sucks not being able to actually drive around in our vehicle. What's the point of even having it then?
Don't be ridiculous. If the enemy were to find and destroy the border, the jig would be well and truly up. Camouflage function or not, we still need to make sure we stay out of sight at all times. That mad dash we made to pick up the field team during the Kali Yuga was under the most extenuating of circumstances. There will be no repeat performances.
Yeah, I was just grumbling. I know you're right on this one, Gordy.
Oh, just a moment. Do you think you can stop and hide in that tall grass over there?
Yes, I'll set the Orton access
To silent mode.
Please be as quiet as you can, everyone. Foe.
That's a lot of sacred beasts.
Luckily, they don't seem to have noticed us. Let's stay here and wait for them to pass.
They're certainly very pretty to look at.
No wonder the people here call them agents of God. Yeah, they really are, just like any other animal without any Kali around, huh? I wonder what they eat.
Maybe we could use food to tame them? Probably not. I wouldn't bet on it. They're gone. Why did Pepe look so disappointed in her at that?
Good. Let's keep going. It shouldn't be much farther to our destination village. Fo! I see something. That must be it over there. Thank goodness we didn't run into any trouble on the way. I like the wall they've put up here. Gives the place a real freedom fighter vibe. the mayor of Bichu did say they go around fighting Kali, yeah. If anything, I'd be surprised if their village wasn't fortified like this. Hmm?
Come on, hurry.
It's us, open the gate quick!
Wonder what that's about. How strange. Those people seem to be in an awfully big hurry to get inside. I wonder what that was all about.
Looks like we are far enough away from them that they didn't notice us. But did you see? They may have only been modified from farm implements. They were still carrying weapons. They really do seem to be different from the people of Bichu. We may well be able to learn something new here. I think you're right. Let's go see.
And then they attack us. They're not opening the gate for us. Yeah, we're outsiders. It makes sense.
And they're not answering when we knock either. Hey, open the gate for us.
Rama, you have no... Okay, alright, buddy.
I'll have you know, most nations would be thrilled to have me pay them a visit. Let me see if I can hear anything from the inside.
Who was that?
Who's that? Is someone here?
Oh no, this is it. They found us. We're done for.
What do we do? What are we gonna do?
How should I know? There's no way we can fight them off on our own. We'll just have to keep the gate closed until she gets back.
I'm not sure why, but they sound very agitated.
Ew, I've got a bad feeling about this. And my bad feelings about this sort of thing have a way of always being right.
At least we know there are people inside.
That's true.
Yeah, since we're servants, we could probably just jump over the wall if we have to.
Or go into spirit form and phase through it. You could do that too. If you really wanted to.
Of course, just because we can doesn't mean we... You there. What are you doing here?
Foe?
A servant reading. Well, it seems luck is with you today, Master. Of course, we aren't yet sure whether this is a good or bad luck. Whoever this servant is, they're headed your way at top speed. Be on your guard.
We come in peace. That's to live long and prosper. I don't know why I did that, but...
They just jumped clean over us and landed on top of the gate.
Yeah, Lakshmi. I figured as much. It makes sense.
It's a servant we've never met before. Oh, well, that's too bad. It would have made things a lot simpler if you already knew each other.
I hate getting shoot at by strangers. It's like 100 times worse than when it's someone you know.
What I'm trying to say is,
This lady looks really pissed off at us. So maybe do something about that.
the divine aura.
Curses. Despite my best efforts, it looks like you finally found us. You must be the ones who serve the false god, the Lokapala. No! I get why you would think that. You know, that's a fair, honestly a fair assumption, but not quite. Huh? I think you've got the wrong idea.
Whoa, slow down. Us, the Lokapala. You must be joking. Don't lie to me.
It can't be a coincidence that you've shown up now. Besides, I heard you planning to invade our village by jumping over these walls. That's... Stop what... I mean, you're... Damn it, Jinako. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding. I only mentioned jumping the wall to rule it out as a bad idea. So you continue to... No, but... You continue to lie to me. Very well. If you have finally learned of my existence and the existence of this village that seeks to end the false god's cycle, then so be it. I will run and hide no longer. If the time has come to fight, then I shall rise to the challenge. Prepare yourselves, Lokapala. You will not be taking anything from me this day. If you would just listen to us. Even if I must face a god, this time I'll make sure to defend my home to the very end. You could let us finish our thoughts, you know. We could have avoided this whole battle. But no. You had to jump the gun. Well, we know she's a saber, so... Osaka Behime. And everyone else can stay the same. I hate fighting beautiful women. Why does the game make us do this every goddamn time?
乗りこなしてみせよ。獣の騎手よ。
Thanks, Pepe.
よいぞよいぞ。是非に及ばず人滅あるのであるか。メッセイク。
Go Oda, go Oda, go Nobu, go Nobu.
我と共に滅するか。共に戦おう。一斉射撃。この地より勝ち去れ。
Unforgiving world, Yuga of Peace. Okay. And ooh. Game. Why are you being so good to me? Oh yeah. Lakshmi, you could have avoided all this if you just listened. But no. You had to assume our intentions. This should end the battle, right? Right? No? Okay, well, never mind. Oh no! How could you? Nobu, why? Alright. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Sure. Boom, boom. I've not seen this Noble Phantasm before, I think. Oh damn, is she at Normandy? What? Did Osaka Behime fight in World War II? What? Okay, we just... On the beaches of Normandy, apparently. I don't remember a woman in a bikini fighting in Normandy, but
埋葬の花をくべ貴様の旅路の手向けとしよう
maybe that's just one of the things in the history books they don't teach you. Alright. Are you willing to listen to us now, Lakshmi? Did our fighting spirit and the fact that we didn't kill you get through to you? Probably not. But too many battle royale shooters. I would not be surprised. Yes, I'm aware. I'm well aware indeed. The foxwoman is up to something, isn't she? Then if I may, allow me to tell you something of great importance. Oh, no. Of course I would leave the decision of what to do with this information entirely in your capable hands. All I would humbly ask of you is your attention. That said, I must stress that depending on how things turn out, matters could grow very serious indeed. Why, what if my colleague, one of the foreign god's disciples, ostensibly sent here to help you? Would it become the very sort of thing you cast out of your world? I don't know, that'd be kind of crazy.
Please listen to us. The Lokapala are our enemy as well.
We only came here in the hope of finding allies who could help us fight against them. Talk is cheap. I've lost track of how many times someone claiming to be my friend betrayed me. I trust issues, right? I get it, but you gotta give people a chance. Hey, look, she's back, and she's fighting to protect us. We're saved. Then those are Lokapala. Damn it, they finally found our village. Please, milady, help us. The Lokapala showed up right after we got back to the village. We've been barring the gate and holding out until you arrived.
There you see.
I knew you couldn't be trusted. No, but we didn't. We've just been knocking. What did I tell you? Misunderstandings only invite further misunderstandings.
I've seen this sort of thing before. Back in the clock tower. No, all of my life, really. I would look around one day and realize everyone had forsaken me, even though I didn't do anything wrong.
But maybe that's not entirely accurate. There was this one time Not now, Gordy.
Sorry, hon, but your life story's gonna have to wait, okay?
The circumstances being what they are, she doesn't seem to truly be trying to kill us, but she's certainly very hard-headed.
Her movements are as firm as her beliefs, it seems. Hey, Rama, are you feeling this too?
I am.
It's faint,
But she definitely has the air of a divine spirit. Maybe she's a pseudo-servant like you. Good grief. I knew India had an expansive pantheon, but that can't be the answer for everything, can it? Probably is. One does not generally run into a divine spirit at every corner, so to speak.
Forget that. How do we get her to listen to us? We'll never get anywhere if we don't clear up this misunderstanding.
I can't seem to get through to her no matter what I say.
So...
Well, aren't you gonna try to scale these walls? You'll need to do better than... Huh? Is that... Oh, what? You recognize someone? What? Why'd she jump back onto the wall?
I think there's something behind us.
Dot dot dot. She seems to be looking at something far away.
What's going on?
Probably Kali and Sacred Beasts.
Well, this is certainly less than optimal. I know you're in the midst of a battle, but I strongly urge you to take note of your surroundings, particularly what is behind you. Immediately.
Behind us? Yeah. Yeah.
What? Sacred Beasts?
Huh? Wait, this pack looks kind of familiar. Are these the ones that passed us by earlier?
Those were going in a different direction, and I'm pretty sure they didn't notice us at all. Maybe there's something here that lured them this way.
Yeah. Maybe she herself is a lure? Somehow, some way?
A different group from the Sacred Beasts we encountered earlier.
Of all the times for them to show up.
No, this is no coincidence.
It only makes sense that the Look Apollo would have the means to control them. God damn it! More misunderstandings!
They must be trying to make their way into our village and cleanse it.
Especially since one of our elderly died this morning.
It's not...
Begone, foul agents of the false god! You will not be claiming our dead today.
My, she does make for quite the striking figure, doesn't she? She certainly does.
She must be the manifestation of a noble heroic spirit, here to guide the people of this place along the right path. Did she just fall? Huh?
What happened? Did something knock her off the wall?
No, it looked to me like she just sort of lost her footing. Clumsy? Clumsy? Heroic spirit? Now she's wriggling around where she fell. It looks like her feet are stuck in some hole in the ground. Curses. I can't believe I fell right into one of the pitfalls we dug to prepare for the next Kali attack. Lakshmi. What are we doing, girl? Give me a moment. I'll be out of here in no time. It looks like they're pissed off about all the dramatic tension evaporating. Though I could just be projecting there. Yeah, maybe.
We can't let the Sacred Beast hurt her while she's incapacitated. Let's take them down and keep her safe, Master.
You know it. Get them back. Yeah, maybe this will get her on our side. Like, oh, they're fighting the Sacred Beasts. Okay, maybe they're not so bad. Maybe they're good guys. Good people. Or maybe she just, Nah, Shirley. Surely this will convince her. I believe. She'll see reason. Probably. Okay. Let's just... Skills on skills on skills. Nice crit, Nobu. Nobu. I still want a straight up mini Nobu servant. I know Nobukatsu has mini Nobus in his like attack animations, but I want one that's just literally straight up a mini Nobu. And I want it to be the one that chants Unlimited Blade Works. Or Unlimited Nobu Works, that is.
オッケ
で
ー。
あるか。
いくよ。頭上注意。気をつけたまえ。
メッセイ
That'd be... That's my dream servant.
聞かぬ。よか望みを声にせよ。任せて。ロササングイス。
You're not gonna die, are you?
輝くものさ。
Yeah, of course not.
聞かぬ。
Thanks for giving Draco full charge.
よかろう。
I appreciate
ロサ
that.
サングイス。
Oh, a Garuda. Been a while since we've seen one of you. Yeah, we haven't seen one of these since Salem, have we? Okay. Long time no kill, I guess.
我の力を見る。ああ、とても楽しかった
Or at least in the main story, anyway.
荒ぶる獣の抱擁を
任せて。
受けるがいい。世の行く手は阻めぬ。
'Tis a shame it won't be long for this world.
ベイバロンドムス・アウレアよ。砕け。
Because they made an
ラウス
enemy
テ
of
ィアの
us.
クラウディウス。我が情熱は豪華のごとく。
And that never goes well for any demonic beast or sacred beast in this instance. Wah 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 wah. Ah, wah 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 wah.
よかのよかろう。
世の行く手は阻めぬ。
Crit? Nice crit. Yeah. Nice.
それドカーン。
Asking ye shall receive. Damn. Oh yeah, there was Shantax and oh right, yeah. I mean, still the same model, just recolored.
ふむふむ。
さあ宴を始めよう
せ
さ。
ーの。
Because yeah, I think they were a darker shade in Salem, I
七
believe.
つの竜よ。
I think that was like the difference.
抱き溶かし恋焦がれるか。ふっ解消なし。存分に褒めよ。
Alright, Lakshmi, have we earned your trust yet? Are you willing to hear us out? And not assault us?
All hostiles in our vicinity eliminated. Well done, everyone.
Well, now do you understand we aren't your enemy? Yes, I do. I'm not so foolish as to insist otherwise at this point.
I see now that I was gravely mistaken.
No one who would fight against the sacred beasts could possibly be allies of the false god. Well, they could just be trying to trick you, to be fair. But
I am truly, sincerely sorry, and I thank you for your assistance. Please tell me why you've come here.
no, in second thought, it's only right that I tell you about myself first. Well, we already told you why we were here. We want allies to fight the... Okay. We literally told you already.
Yes, you have a point. Alright then, let me first ask you. Are you a divine spirit?
Yes and no. I'm a servant, but right now a goddess resides within my body, sharing her power with me.
When I was first summoned to this land, she was already there inside me.
Having a goddess inside you. There have been plenty of cases where a divine spirit would inhabit a person from the past to become a servant. And since heroic spirit servants are technically people from the past, I guess it makes sense that a divine spirit could inhabit one of them too. Though I definitely haven't heard of many cases where it happened quite like this. I expect it's because this god and I happen to share the same name. I believe having words, sounds, and names match is very significant when it comes to magecraft. Then again, I was originally given this name in the hope of receiving her blessing, so perhaps it isn't much of a coincidence after all.
Oh, you don't say? Okay, that makes sense.
So, what's that god's name, and in turn yours?
Lakshmi. And I am the Rani of Jhansi, a land of which once existed in India, who was named for her. My name is Lakshmi Bai.
Yep, I've had you for almost a year now. I already know your name. I've had you for like 350 days. But, and good to meet you again, I suppose.
先日のモリアーティ教授の授業は
What? Mash, don't scream like that. Yeah, you scared me.
いらっしゃいマスターくんカタログはこっちだよ退屈がて
Darn it, Mashu.
先輩はホーリー
Fofo?
Lakshmi Bai? I would like to think that anyone would be a bit embarrassed to recount the history of their own life. No matter how proud of that life they may be.
So that's why Holmes has been so unusually quiet. Alright then, I guess I'll...
Lakshmi Bai is a hero from... Nemo's like, nah, I'll do it. Is a hero from 19th century India known for her role in the Indian Rebellion.
Oh, thanks for jumping in, Captain. Why don't you take it from here?
Despite being born to royalty, she took up a sword and led a small rebel army in order to protect her nation of Jhansi. She was known far and wide for her leadership and charisma. At the time, revolts were breaking out all across India, under all manner of different circumstances. When one small state tried to revolt, the neighboring nations would often end up siding with the British, isolating the rebels and cutting them off from working with like-minded people in other regions. The Jhansi rebels managed to hold out till the very end. And it was all thanks to their exceptional leader, Lakshmi Bai. I wouldn't call myself exceptional. I was just flailing around, trying to hold everything together as best I could. Between Kunwar Singh, Tachia Tope, and many others I could name, there were no end of leaders more talented than me. All that aside, you sound like you know a lot about our struggle. Are you Indian yourself? I'm nobody, just another nameless. It doesn't matter where I'm from. I'm done now. Over and out.
While we're at it, we should probably also go over your Divine Spirit, Lakshmi. Your Divine Spirit, Lakshmi. Though I'm sure Ganesha and Rama know a lot more about her than I do. In Indian mythology, Lakshmi is known as the goddess of fortune, prosperity, beauty, and the consort of Vishnu.
Right. That's right. Then... No, she's not Sita! Oh my god! I see where this is going. Rama, please. Do not embarrass us. Poor Lakshmi. She's like, what is this creepazoid doing?
I'm an avatar of Vishnu, and Sita an avatar of Lakshmi.
Bro, leave the lady alone!
Sita, are you in there?
I'm sure if you are, I'll be able to feel your presence. she has him in like an arm lock or something. I'm guessing this is clear to all of you as well, given that her grip on my oh no, her grip on my skull is strong enough the bones are starting to crack. But unfortunately, I sense no trace of Sita inside her. Who is this man advancing on a woman he's never met before as if to propose to her? Do you mind if I break him? Go ahead. He deserves it. I understand how you feel, but please go easy on him. Rama has his own complicated history. I see. I suppose I can't blame him for misunderstanding. I should have been more precise. The goddess Lakshmi exists within me more as a power source than anything else. I can barely sense her consciousness at all. It's almost as though her heart's been implanted in me to provide me with energy. I doubt my output can measure up to that of an unadulterated divine spirit. So I'm afraid I'm not a manifestation of the goddess Lakshmi, so much as my core is that of the human Rani Lakshmi Bai, with small elements of the goddess. Then, Sita really doesn't exist inside you, as I suspected. Right. Of course she doesn't. Now that I think about it, if she had, I would have sensed her well before you introduced yourself. But I was not even able to tell that the deity within you was Lakshmi. You must have only her divine power and nothing of her consciousness. Consciousness.
Ganesha didn't realize who you were either. Of course, that might be because he was never very close to you, seeing as how you're just up there in the pantheon as his mom Parvati. Ganesha? Yes, now that you mention it, I do sense a divine presence inside you. One I would never in a million years have guessed by looking at you. What do you mean by that? What do you mean, huh? Yeah, I know, but it's true. Believe me, I've spent pretty much this entire time wishing all this were just some weird joke. And I am Rama, the king of Kosala. Surely you've heard of me, as well as my beloved Sita. Oh, of course. There's not a soul in India who doesn't know your name. Forgive me. I thought you were just an, unusually youthful young man who hadn't yet learned how to behave around women.
I mean... he's that too, but... maybe now's a good time to share our side. Yeah. We should probably do that.
Good point. We have a bunch of things we need to tell you about. A bunch of things. Who we are, how we got here, what we're trying to do. It's a long story, but I hope you'll bear with us. And I think that about sums it up.
Hold it. What about me? I thought you were saving the most important figure in our group for the end, so as to make a lasting impression.
Yes, this is Gordolf Music, who I absolutely positively didn't forget to introduce. Nope. As you can probably tell from his sheer girth, I mean his dignified stature, he's our commander-in-chief.
Indeed I am. A stout build is the mark of a true elite, after all. As the commanding officer here, I expect you to treat me with all due respect. Yeah, sure, buddy. I have one question for you. Are you Are you British? No, I'm not.
What about you?
Oh, me? Oh, that would be telling, hon. You've got to get to know me better first. I suppose I can at least tell you that no, I'm not British either. Though I did spend a good bit of time at the clock tower.
Ooh boy, well there's one last person in our group I should introduce you to. Yeah, Sherlock. Ooh, that's gonna be, awkward. Sorry, Holmes. The jig is up. You can't keep hiding forever. I assure you, I was doing no such thing. I was only waiting for a more opportune moment once things had settled down. Good day, Miss Lakshmi Bai. Sherlock Holmes, detective at your service. Are you British? Yes I am. Oh. Yikes. The Indian Rebellion was... well, it was a war for India's independence against its colonizers, the British. Yeah. And since Lakshmi Bai lost her life in that conflict, I imagine she has some strong feelings about it. Though I do get the impression there's someone else here with some connection to that.
Oh well, guess it's not my place to guess it's not my place to say anything here. I was only a few years old when that war broke out, so I can't personally apologize for my country's actions. No, it's alright. I'm sorry. That was rude of me.
There's little sense in my asking that. It's just an old habit. Oh, when I can't seem to shake. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you've... okay, yeah.
You have nothing to apologize for. It's not for me to say whether you should or shouldn't feel that way. Nor is it for me to say whether you should hold on to those feelings, or try to forget them. All I can say for sure is that our country's histories are intertwined. Certainly neither of us can pretend otherwise. If this hadn't come up now, Ritsuka would no doubt have noticed the air of discomfort between us, and gone on to learn what happened between our countries for herself. If there's any meaning to be found by having people from the past come together like this, besides the role we play as servants, of course, I suspect it lies there. Agreed.
I will think of you as no more than a man by the name of Sherlock Holmes. Besides, under these circumstances, the more allies we have, the better. Yeah, we're fighting a uber being. So, you know, can't really afford to fight amongst each other. Not really.
Then, does that mean you consider us allies?
It was difficult to convince the people of Duval of the wrongness of the situation, but once I did, they agreed to work together to forge their own destiny. Their village here is now the base for all such like-minded people. As your warriors fighting against God, just like us, I would be honored if you fought at our side. It's a deal. Put her there, chap!
Foe! I guess the counterforce must have summoned you too. Have you been here long?
Yes, I'd say it's been at least 10 days since I arrived.
Then you must have been caught in the world's recreation a number of times. How did you survive? God or not, remaking this entire lost belt's a major undertaking. Arjuna wouldn't change how he goes about it just because the servant's been added to the mix. So long as he doesn't think of you as unnecessary or defective, I expect he'd just bring you back along with all the other people. Ugh, it just galls me thinking how our very survival in this lost belt. He is completely dependent on his absurdly arbitrary standards.
It's natural for gods to be somewhat self-centered, given their immense power.
But Arjuna definitely takes it too far. Oh, speaking of which, you should know he's already got his eye on us. So if you join us, you're sure to wind up with the whole evil label, and you won't be able to survive the world being remade anymore. That's fine. It could only have been a matter of time before he took notice of me anyway. Besides, you have a way to evade the destruction, yes? So if it comes to that, I'll be counting on your help. You mean the porter? Yes, of course you'd be welcome to join us in there. Wouldn't she?
The border is the last bastion of hope for all of humanity. We can't just go letting any old servant we meet on it.
We need her help, Gordy.
Under ordinary circumstances anyway. But in this case, I suppose we do have a fair handle on her true name and background. And it would be a shame to lose a valuable ally so soon after finding one. Very well. I'll authorize your entry into the border, in case of emergency.
You have my gratitude.
Of course, ideally, I hope to be quite finished with this place, long before he even uses that preposterous noble phantasm of his again.
You said it, honey. Fortunately, he only ever does that at the end of the Kali Yuga. So it'd be just peachy if we could put a stop to all this before then. So, now that we've got a new ally and all, what's our next step? I've already got something in mind for that. There are risks involved, naturally, but the rewards should be significant. Now that we're in the middle of the first, relatively peaceful Yuga, and especially now that we have more allies, this would seem to be the perfect time to investigate one thing in particular.
The boulder?
Remember that thing we've been wondering about ever since we came to this lost belt? It's the biggest, most mysterious thing here by far, and it's got to contain some useful information. Now we want you guys to finally go and investigate it. God's Sky Boulder!
I mean, now is a good time as any, I suppose. Sounds good to me. Go see what's all up in that big old boulder. Skirts of the Sky Boulder. Alright, you know what time it is. Time for more disappointment. Lay sigh. Boom. Well, Jolter is gonna be out of my reach for a while, it would seem. Alright. Well, I think I'll stop there. We got 2 sections done. Got a new ally. And then next time we'll head to the Sky Boulder. Oh man. If only when I had got Marie that one time, if I'd put those Saint Quartz at Jolter instead. Although to be fair, Jolter wasn't even up that day. She was up that night on the reset, but it's a real big shame. Like, don't get me wrong, having Marie Avenger is cool, but I think I would have preferred having Jolter. That's yeah. But hey, hard to complain. The 11,000 or 119,000 or no 11,900 date. Yeah, put an extra. Yeah, that threw me off. I was like, there are 12,000 god years and a full Yuga cycle, so that's probably the framework for the state. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, and if he's condensing everything into a 10-day period, then I assume that means... yeah, that we should be on like 11,901 now, right? Technically. Unless... yeah, I'm assuming that's maybe the case. Well, no, but if it's a full Yuga cycle already, then that wouldn't make sense. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah. Man, poor Asha and Vihan. Like, just because his leg was a little bit hurt, he got wiped from existence. That's pretty fucked up. Arjuna will pay for this. He will. Even though I doubt he's even really... I mean, we already know he's not really Arjuna anymore. So I guess calling him Arjuna is not really fair to the actual Arjuna. Although, to be fair, it was the actual Arjuna who started this whole absorbing divinities thing, right? So, even if his consciousness isn't there anymore, he did start the whole thing. So, I mean... hard to be too, forgiving, I guess. Fandom usually calls him God Juna instead of Alter. Yeah. Yeah, he's more, he reminds me more of, Rongominiad Artoria. Or, you know, Goddess Rongominiad rather than an Alter. So yeah, that does seem more apt. For sure. Favorite name is Arjuna Bianca. Well, anyway. Like I said, that'll do it for today. Yeah, how many? Okay, wait. Before I go, how many sections does this Lost Spell have? You said it was about LB2 length, right? 20? So maybe like 5 more streams, maybe? To finish it, I think. Think about halfway, or I don't think you're halfway. Okay. Yeah, I assume it's probably back-loaded. Like, there's probably like the last like 3-4 sections are probably all like 5 nodes each, like 5-6 nodes. So like it wouldn't be the halfway point to like section 13, dialogue-wise, I assume. Yeah, we'll see. 5, maybe like 6 more streams, depending on how long they go each. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, thanks for hanging out. I know it was kind of a shorter one, but you know, yesterday was a bit longer than usual, and my throat is still a little bit sore from that, so I'm taking it a bit easier today. But yeah, anyway, thanks for hanging out, and supposedly 6,000 characters shorter than LB2. I mean, it's a reasonable length. Like I said, I think LB2 was still the most properly paced of the 3 so far. But so yeah, if this is about its length, it should be. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'll catch you Thursday, because tomorrow I'm not streaming, and Wednesday will be member stream. So yeah, Thursday we'll continue this. But yeah, I'll catch you then. Peace.